This is Black Tarzan Beats for 808 Playground TV, where we talk about every level of songwriting so we can help you become a masterful artist. If this is your first time coming to this channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and press like if you find value in this and you think this information is helpful for you as a songwriter, and make sure you share it with somebody who you think will benefit from this information as well. So we're going to get into the full songwriting coaching and consulting suite that we offer, but the topic of this video is what will make my songwriting better. So we're going to give you some songwriting tips that'll help you along the way. First of all, the first thing you need, please start with a fire ass beat. Do not use no throwaway shit. Don't use no trash shit. Don't use no shit just because you have easy access to it, but it sucks and you're not inspired. If you don't start with a fire beat, it's really going to make it hard for you to bring out the best in your songwriting, bring out the most in your creativity. You want to start with something that'll inspire you, because it'll get your creativity going. If you only halfway like the beat, I'm telling you, that's a terrible jump off point to make something amazing. So that's number one. Start with a fire ass beat. Now I tell you, this ain't the case for everybody, but for myself personally, I write and I produce. And so when I make what I would consider one of my favorite beats, right? There are tiers to it, right? If I make a beat that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is one of my best, it actually makes it harder for me to write the song. Now, I am very inspired by it. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's a little bit harder for me because when the bar is up here for the beat, then that makes me put the songwriting up here as well. So the lyrics have to be so much better, and it actually makes it more difficult because I'm less likely to be pleased with the final outcome than I would be on a beat that I love, but it's not way up here. So that's my process, but it may be different for you. But it doesn't always work like that for me. A lot of times, that's why I say start with a fire beat. A fire beat will automatically have those ideas running in your head. You'll be already in motion. If you got any type of flow and creativity, it's gonna get you going. So start with the fire beat. From that point, now we talking about concepts, titles, and hooks. They play off of each other. So you might have an awesome title pop in your head, which will create the concept for you and lead your way into the hook. Or you might start off with a brainstorm where you're coming up with ideas and you come up with a really cool concept. And then from that concept, you kind of develop a title. And then with the title, you kind of develop the hook. It doesn't necessarily have to go in this order. You could go concept gives you the hook, and then you extract the title from the hook. It's no one way to do this. It's just having these different thought processes and tools at your disposal. You can use them to make the best possible song. So typically what I like to do, I like to come up with a concept, and then from the concept I will develop the hook, and then I'll pull the title out of the hook. And like I said, it don't always work in that order, but when it comes to titling, typically to make it easier to make it more memorable and easier for people to know what the name of your song is, you kind of want to lean towards titling it something that you specifically say word for word in the hook. Now again, that's not something you always have to do. You don't always have to title your songs like that, because if you put yourself in that box, then it can make your titles very predictable or less interesting, right? But in all these levels, when you talking about concepts and you talking about titles and you talking about hooks, stray away from the cliche. If it's been done before and it's been deaded multiple times, please do not do it, because you will lose people's attention, especially somebody like me. Listen to a lot of music. I DJ. You know, it's just I do not have a long attention span for something that's boring, and it's going to be boring immediately to me if I hear a concept or something, or a lyrical strain or refrain that it's just I've heard it way too many times. So do your best to avoid that. That's a big part of becoming a better songwriter. Now, as far as our songwriting services go, that's one of the main things we teach you. We teach you to stray away from what's been used and overdone and beat dead multiple times, because it makes you stand out. If you want to stand out, you have to do something different. Now, when we talk about concepts, something like love stories, right? Talking about R&B has love stories all up and through there. Pop music, love stories, all of them through that. That's just how it is. People talk about love, they talk about relationships, breakups, brand new love, infatuation, all that. That is kind of that's a given. But if you're going to be talking about a topic or a subject matter that is talked about over and over again, you need a new angle. You have to come at it in a new way. A friend of mine, a client that I work with by the name of Prez, he wrote a song that was talking about kind of not wanting to be in relationships, but the way he did it and his reasons for it were very honest and true to his life, as far as he didn't want to be distracted. So it wasn't just something where he's just like, yeah girl, I want to smash it. It is what it is. That's, you hear that a lot, but what he was rapping about was basically that he cannot afford to take his time and attention away from his music and his career, which is what a relationship would require. You have to devote so much of yourself. And he said, I'm not willing to give that much of myself, because my primary goal right now, I'm so focused on it that I have to stick to that. So this is all I have to offer you. And I thought that was a very unique, interesting way, honest way to approach that subject matter. So that's what I mean when I say, if you talk about concepts that have been done before, because there's nothing new under the sun, you have to find a way to speak about it in a way that piques people's interest and, makes them kind of think like, wow, I like his angle on it. You want somebody to hear what you have to say and be like, man, that's a fresh take. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this song because he put it a certain type of way. So that's what you got to focus on when you're writing concepts and you're writing your lyrics. And like I said, avoiding cliches is such a big thing if you want better writing. This goes for more than just songwriting. This goes out into literature, films, TV, every form of writing you could possibly think of. Poetry, you have to avoid cliches, because if you don't, then it's dead. Like, I don't know a better way to put it. It's dead on arrival if you don't avoid cliches. So that's a big part of our songwriting coaching, is we're gonna have you write what has not been done before, or write something that has been done before in a very unique way, so you can put your stamp on it. And in the cliches, it's not just lyrical concepts, it's also your rhymes and your rhyme scheme. Like, perfect example, girl and world. It's just every single time you hear somebody end the line with girl, they almost always gonna say world at the end, and if they don't, you're dealing with a better songwriter. There's plenty of stuff like that happens over and over again, but we help you avoid those things, and that's part of like our editing process when we're giving you feedback on the songwriting and kind of developing new drafts of it. We'll focus on stuff like that and tell you, hey, you'll be better off going in this direction and taking that out so it doesn't come off as cliche. So like I said, first start with a fire ass beat. Next, you talk about concepts, titles, and hooks, and being very dedicated with your songwriting. Another element that some writers may neglect that will help you write better songs: do not think that when you finish writing it that the song is actually done. You should have a review and editing process, and that's part of what we do, and we teach you how to do it. You write a song, you got all the lyrics, you got all your verses, you got the hooks, everything looks good, you think it sounds good. Review it, edit it, because something that you wrote the first time, you might have a C+. You edit it one time, it might go up to a B or a B+. You edit it again, it becomes an A song, right? And you're going through it with a fine-tooth comb, looking at it, and it's like peeling off the layers that do not help your song be the best song that it can be. And each time you edit it, it's gonna be more you're gonna go at it more closely. It's gonna be minute details the second or third time you edit. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that every time you write a song you gotta review and edit it like 5 times. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you should at least go back over your song and rewrite it at least once. And it doesn't mean there has to be any type of drastic changes. You could just be like, you could just reword a phrase in a bar, and the way you reword it gives you a cleaner flow. Or you could realize, man, I don't want to say that like that because that just it don't really hit the way I wanted it to hit. Let me rewrite this and do it that way. That's what I'm saying. When you go back over it, so you spilling out all the ideas when you write it the first time, which is good. But sometimes if you go back over it, you can say stuff in a better way and it makes the song more compelling. So that's something that I always do with my writing. That's something that I always work on with my clients. Rewrite the song at least once. Now, the better you get, the better your first version will get, or on the flip side of it, the better you get, the more harsh you're going to be when you do the rewrite. And it might be a lot of changes that's getting made, but the more you make this a common practice, the more you get used to it, where it's like it's just automatic. You finish writing, right? You might wait a day or two or something like that to come back to it with a fresh mind, and then you go through the rewrite, and it will make your song better. If you dedicate to doing this every time you write a song, you will write better songs. Now, I told you I was gonna get to our songwriting suite of services. So just kind of a rundown, and I'm gonna just stick to the songwriting services that we offer. We do offer production. You can check out the link in the description for my beat store. We drop a new track every Monday and Friday. So definitely check back every Monday and Friday at 8:08 a.m. We dropping a new track on the beat store, so it's always fresh stuff. Come and check out the new vibes. And we running sales right now. We're running a sale, buy two get one free. So we like to change up the sales every now and then, give you more, but anyway, when it comes to the songwriting side of what we offer, so like I said, we do songwriting coaching, we do co-writing and songwriting coaching. That's like the first level of it, where we co-write a song with you. We coach you through it. We teach you our skills and techniques that we use to make better songs, the rewrites, everything, focusing on your rhymes and the bars and the hooks and all the elements that make a great song. We focus a lot on songwriting structure. And then when it comes to the beats that I make, I have unorthodox song structures, and I do that on purpose. Because me musically, I get bored very easy, which helps me make better music, more interesting music. Because if I go verse, chorus, in every time, or bridge in, I would get so bored with producing. So I don't do it like that. What I do is I create natural progressions that sound natural inside the beat itself. So who knows? I might start with an intro and do it just the intro, and then it goes to the hook, or I might do an intro with a break and then a hook and a verse. Like, who knows? I don't start my beats the same way every time, and I don't progress them the same way every time. Neither is it always like 8 for a chorus, 16 for a verse, 8 for a chorus, like that. I just don't do that. I do what sounds natural. So you might have longer or shorter parts before you get to, let's say, a hook, but by the ear, I play it by the ear. And when I'm editing and creating the beats, if it sounds too long, I'm gonna shorten it. If it sounds too short, I'm gonna lengthen it. It's all to make the song build up and have this kind of crescendo. So when we're offering, or when we're working with you on the co-writing and the songwriting, obviously we focus on the concepts and the titles and the hooks. Big part of it. Hooks are what pull the people into the song. So I mean, everything that we do, we want you to have an amazing hook, because that's what people are going to remember. And you can write an amazing song with a shitty hook, and people won't remember your song. They might remember a couple bars, but the song as a whole, they're not going to remember. On the other side, you could write a fire ass hook and your verses be so, and people will still remember the song, because the hook is what comes back. It's what repeats. So you really need to have an awesome hook. But when it comes to structure, it's so many different ways that I could take the writing with a structure of one of my beats. And because the structure is unorthodox to begin with, it makes the writing different, which makes it interesting when you listen to it. So I will listen to the beat, I will extract from it. Hey, I will give you ideas like, hey, I think you should do a 4-bar intro right here, and then I think you should jump right into some singing for these 8 bars right there, do a little 4-bar drop, and then go into the hook, and then do the, you know what I'm saying? It's very detailed, the approach that we take, because we want you to write the best song possible. Now, outside of the co-writing and the songwriting coaching, right, with the way that we do our songwriting coaching, it's a very big deal for us. You might have areas where you're not as strong as others, right? So you could benefit from songwriting help. But we are not going to make you reliant on us. We're going to actually improve your songwriting. That's why we teach you how to do what we do. Now, obviously, we want you to continue to shop with us and work with us. We'll make you better and better. We can take you from here all the way to here and beyond. It's how much you want to devote or dedicate to it. But the end result with us helping you make better songs is you'll have a better catalog, and you'll be a more developed and marketable artist. But we offer the kind of help that'll make you better every single track that you write. That's the whole point of why we do what we do. We consider ourselves the experts, but what type of teacher or coach would we be if we didn't pass that on to you, pass the actual skill set and the ability on to you so you can actually become better? So even when you write songs independent of us, you can tell the difference, the songs that you write after you work with us and the songs that you wrote before you work with us. And that's something that we really want you to be able to clearly see. So we want to make sure every moment or minute, an hour that you spend with our songwriting coaching, you can clearly tell the difference in how you write songs and the quality level of the songs that you write. So we're not just doing the tough work for you. We teaching you and walking you through our processes so you begin to add these skills and techniques to your songwriting repertoire. So beyond the first level of co-writing and songwriting coaching, we also offer a full written song with a reference track, so you get a demo. Now this is more so for artists that are early on in their songwriting development or their career, and or artists that they don't write, they just have a voice. And believe it or not, there are a lot of singers in the industry that do not write. It's less common for rap and hip hop, but for singers, pop and R&B, there are so many singers that don't actually write, or they contribute very little to the writing process. They just have an amazing voice, and so that's what they bring to the table when it comes to their music. So like I said, we do offer full written songs with a reference track, meaning we write everything for you and we record a version of it so you can hear what it sounds like and what it's supposed to sound like, and then you take that reference and you go and you re-record it. And obviously throughout that process, we'll help you with different parts. We'll kind of break down the voices and the parts and the ad libs and all these different layers of vocal production so that you can reproduce it in the highest quality fashion. And of course, we also offer ghostwriting. This is very particular in our service set because writers love to get their credit for writing. It's one of the ways that songwriters are able to advance their career by getting credit for the song. Songwriters typically, unless their voice appears on the final version of the song, they're not going to be listed as featuring this artist, but they are going to be listed in the credit as one of the writers. So we're very particular about our ghostwriting, who we ghostwrite for, what the end version of the master record is going to sound like. And then also we charge out the ass for ghostwriting because it's a trade-off. If we're going to write the song for you and we don't exist and you're taking credit for the song, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay hefty, and it's not to deter you from taking that route. I just got to keep it real with you to let you know how we do what we do, so you know exactly what you're getting into. Finally, we do offer album services as well. So we do with the album services, we do have the whole production side of it, which I'll do that and I'll go over that in another video because I don't want this one to be too long. But we do have a whole production side of our album production services and executive production services. But as far as the co-writing for albums, we co-write each and every song on the album with you. We help develop all the concepts for the songs on the album. We also assist with titling. We're talking about a very involved and engaged idea process to even as a starting point of you knowing what's going to be on that album. And then we also offer with our album suite, right? The songwriting album suite. We do also throw in our professional bio services as well. We offer professional bios for songwriters, artists, musicians of all types that you can put up on your Spotify, your website. We also do like little PR pieces and stuff like that, so you can pitch to playlists and stuff like that. So we do offer that. That's included in our album services. And then also in the album services, in the Diamond Edition, we do also provide hook vocals and feature verses. Now, the difference with the co-writing as opposed to doing the hook vocals and the feature verses, when we do the co-writing, our voices aren't going to appear on the final track. We're helping you write the song. It's for you to record the song. And of course, in the case of doing reference tracks, if we need to provide reference tracks, we can do that as well. But with the Diamond Edition, if you want a verse from your boy, you want a 16 from your boy, because I rap and I sing. If you want a 16 from your boy, I'll do a feature verse. That's included in the Diamond Edition. If you want me to not only write the hook or co-write the hook, you want me to write the hook and you want me to sing on the hook, provide my vocals for it, that's available in the Diamond Edition. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Tell me which part of this that you're looking for your next project. If there's anything you didn't understand or you want to learn more about, leave a comment and I'll hit you up. Also, if you comment, or excuse me, if you DM me on Instagram at Black Tarzan Beats, free beat pack, I will send you one of my free beat packs. Currently I have like 5 or 6 beat packs right now. I'm working on some more, but they're free beat packs. I add you to my mailing list, so you'll find out. You'll get a notification when I drop a new track. So yeah, I'll be sending those out again. If you want one of my free beat packs, DM me on Instagram at Black Tarzan Beats. If you have any other thoughts or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And as always, make sure you check out the Beat Store, beatstars.com/Black Tarzan Beats. As I said before, we drop new beats every Monday and every Friday. You could count on it week by week. Right now, I think the store has like 30 something beats. And we just launched the Beat Store back in December. So we keeping it moving. This is Black Tarzan Beats for 808 Playground TV. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. I'll holla at y'all on the next one.